Good morning, folks. It's 10:32 a.m. on the 26th day, 4th month, 2023. What I'm looking at here is a day of impact for New Zealand and for Australia. The simultaneous dual spinners, bum 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 bam bam, will be impacting two countries at once. Yeah, this will be coming that way. It has just finished its trip through and up, and this one is in the middle of a smackery. And the EMF beams going on right now have been inducing lots of quakes. I could see it coming because of the EMF moves that I knew had to happen to manipulate this storm. And the dynamics of this island, I understand a bit, and how their seismicity goes in, and it doesn't conform to what we're told in science. So I'm going to do the quick run through of what can be expected over the next 24 hours for sure. And the objective that the geoengineers desires is this corner down here, as they move this low south towards Antarctica and across Australia, using this as to butt up against to strip the moisture off. Right, as this comes through, it destroys the low, basically cuts this river, and they're going to send half up, half down. I watch them do it a lot, and that's why this coast here gets a lot of rain, as they manipulate a lot of moisture through Bastard Strait. And then she comes over, whamos, and they cut it in half, low forms, and then the tropic comes down. And what's coming from the tropics ain't no walk in the park. New Zealand, do not take this lightly. This is a very, very big flooding event, and it's coming your way as we go in toward the first of the month. And you'll be about this time here, you'll start to feel the seas whipping up here up on the far north of New Zealand, and the storm line going across central Australia here is going to be very electric. So be careful out there for sudden flash floods and such through New South Wales. Yeah, and your commute and non-existence. Your early morning hours actually coming into Sunday. It could be a bit treacherous along the highways as the continuing streams of moisture just keep pumping it right up in this corridor here. But the good news is, I mentioned that Bondi pipeline's going to be running. And all the dynamics are there for some really epic surfing conditions, so don't forget to go have some fun. All right, we can't forget the fun. Remember the fun? Does anyone remember laughter? Well, the chem bombs are killing the trees. It's a freaking shame. You guys are in for an event. And it's a line-turned event. The river of moisture has been turned toward New Zealand. You got 3 weeks of devastating totals. Again, here as we head in towards that. This will be the 4th. Yeah, this will be Star Wars Day, actually, isn't it? May the 4th be with you, and this day. Yeah, that's Star Wars Day. And it's a bad one. This is the day I'm worried about. Will New Plymouth take enough of the moisture away to save Nelson's ass? Is the biggest question I have. Because I'm not convinced of the totals they've been showing. I don't see full honesty in totals from any weather service in the past year in this part of the world. Right? Come on. How many days before Lismore did they announce your flood? Both of them. How many days before Hawke's Bay did they give you any kind of warning? And as I'm looking at these totals here, this is bad. And expect these totals to rise, right? Because you got a couple days with nothing's going on, and then you're going to see the totals. I told you, I'm not surprised on a half a meter of water hitting these places yet. They're starting to show. Here come the totals. Not surprised at all. Not surprised. Walking to the nani. Tepuke. The pukey. Yeah, that was interesting. I like that big sliced kiwi thing that you have as the statue there. But evidently it was, it looked like a kiwi. You have some seeds, 3 of them that wasn't planted, gooseberries. Yeah, that was interesting. The gooseberry jam is nice. Golly, are you going to get some totals through here? This is terrible, terrible, terrible. Man, clear that slash out. Oh my God, I don't know if you got time. It's going to get bad. I'm not convinced you're getting just that little bit. I'm not convinced at all. I don't see how. Everything but this is going to get it on the 10s. It's not making no sense to me. Unless, of course, they put a big scalar square of energy and they direct it out in that direction there from the station here, put some walls of EMF up, and then you can make this happen. Then you can have that. I just don't see how. So we're going to be very vigilant and watch these totals come up over the next 3 days. You'll start to see the true devastation that's about to impact New Zealand at the turn of the month. It's that time of the month again, and there's going to be some heavy flows from Bill and his boys. Because the men are having their periods these days, according to them. This ludicrous-ass world that we live in now, where up became down, or you're in trouble if you don't say so. 1 + 1 will never equal oneness as long as they're in charge, that's for sure. And as I look at these devastating totals again, I just shake my head and go, oh my God, these poor folk, they don't deserve what they're about to get. And you're about to get it again. They did it before, and they keep doing it again because we let them. We supply them with their money, our energy, our time, and we allow them to control us. We allow them to we even go on and tell each other what we're allowed to say, what words to use. Why? Because that's the way this world has become, a whole great big correctism. Well, if we're going to be a big correctism, and if we could correct the use of these big beams, the making of earthquakes, and these chembrams that I'm seeing here, the stream to caress these nations, that would be great. It would be very easy to do with that method I showed you with that transport plane going boom, 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 and firing stuff endlessly out its sides. Reload, do again. Reload, do again. And meanwhile, the whole earth is getting loaded with toxicity and metals. Look at this bomb formation here. Cluster bomb, sickness mix, falling out. While this one goes over the top of it. How many layers of the atmosphere does it take to destroy a planet? I think we're about to find out. Not naturally occurring cloud formations. You can't make these ain't puffy cumulus clouds. Every day shouldn't yield this old mare's tail. The old mare's tail is just a horse's ass worth of bullshit. Meanwhile, these chemtrails continue. Chemtrail, 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 chemtrail. Those are like the land feature there. Chem bomb, chem bomb, chem bomb, chem bomb, trailing off, streamering off, toxifying the land. Is it across the sea? You can't hide these fry in the skies. Look at that. Bzzz, getting fried New Zealand style. I'll look at this crap over the straits here in Nelson. You want to see some poison, some toxicity? I don't want to see it. But here it is anyhow. Whether I want to see it or not, here it's come. The visitor's in town, and it's toxifying your ear, clawing with its greedy glutches like an alligator coming out of his swamp. Ripping all the beautiful oneness out of the air, the sky, the vibration of this water has to be absolutely terrible. Here's one of those scalar squares of energy, and it would take to hold this area off from major rains. It has to happen. It's a geoengineering method, and by using that, it also perturbs the mantle, can induce earthquakes. And so I was thinking your earthquakes yesterday and that are continuing right now are being directly driven by electromagnetic frequency. Robert, where's there any beams? You could fucking bet it. There's the timestamp. Right here is when the beam started. 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday, my time. And before. I got a close-ups on this event. This quake was induced. By those so easily seduced. And if you want to see a bit closer up, I'll take you here. Right? Look, you just start to see the sweat. Comes up here, and then a square is going to appear. See this sweat here? It's gonna sweep like a wiper in a curve. Watch. Right over the top of you guys. Right over the top of you. Big scalar square right here. I'm going to go through the timestamp on that after. I'm going to just pull it back and let it roll. Now watch the beam come out. Here's where it gets interesting. See it? See it come on? And when it came in, you're on the 25th midnight. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours before your quake hit. Because I'm on UTC. So it'll already be the 26th your table. Here she hits. The beam comes in. You see the scalar square here go over? Go right over the top of you guys. It's not hard to see. A square is kind of easy to notice. You know? It's kind of easy to notice. It's kind of easy to notice. That is not just a glitch if it has caused clouds to form. I'm telling you, you're getting good with your toys. That is not good for the land. It's going to rumble the sides. The water's going to get in the cracks, and you're going to have stuff that's going to slide. You be very, very careful on your travels during this event that's coming. I don't think it's going to be a fizzler. That's for sure. But you know, and there's another beam shoots out that way. And meanwhile, the one is full on it, guys. And when I zoom back, I'll show you that too. Electromagnetic frequency can induce earthquakes. This is a fact. This is science. And just because you don't know about it, because it isn't on television, doesn't mean it's natural. Right? I think enough stuff that we see on television is just designed to get you to buy something. I'm trying to get this with a timestamp now. Let this roll through for you. So I want you to get full data on this. And let's just run it. Or you could timestamp that. Bzzzt. Bzzzt. The fryer is in. The mantle is moving. And the earthquakes is happening. They can't even agree on the totals of some of these ones that you're getting. Oh, no. It's not good. You had a 4.0 just off of Christchurch. Just telling you, these are some big beams are manipulating this island around. And the forces butting into it from these storms that are coming. And the dynamics themselves of the flows of these rivers butting into that island. It's like the steam in full speed ahead and then whammo right into you guys. I'm sorry if I'm moving around the screen the best I can. Oh, here we go. That's even better. It just slams right into these rivers when they move. See if we can get a set view going. I'm going to shut that one down. Look at this over Australia. That's butting into that. That's right toward Clyde. And where these two meet up here, you're going to have some storms. Where we get here? Willacana, Cobar, Gan, and the Kogan, Bamble. I ain't going to see that other name. Hey, hey, hey. The chem bomb's coming our way. Gee, Albert. Mushmouth. Falls down dead from chem bombs. Details never. Let's just blame it on something else. Yeah, instead of once a year, it's all the same with the cat flus. And the whole making up of the bullshit that you guys love to buy bullshit. People love to buy bullshit. They don't feel happy unless they're buying bullshit, getting fooled by bullshit, and then fooling somebody else because they got fooled by bullshit. Meanwhile, chembanks have streamed across the entire nation into an impossible cloud formation of naturalness. Hey, it's not a natural cloud formation unless it naturally has to form when you put big beams across a nation. Like these here. Bzzzt, bzzzt. Scalar squares. Do you care? I do. Meanwhile, I just watch it going on continuously. I've given you your forecast. I've showed you your totals. It's up to you to do something with this information. Big love. Peace.